Camp Dotty was named in memory of Dotty Goldsmith Jasma, a dedicated educator and kind soul from Providence, Rhode Island. Dotty sadly passed away unexpectedly at the age of 50 in 1997. Her family, devastated by her loss, wanted to create a lasting tribute. Because of Dotty's passion and love for children, they reached out to the Tomorrow Fund and inspired the idea of a summer day camp for young cancer patients. This camp, providing pure fun for patients and their siblings, was named Camp Dotty in her honor. A beautiful legacy for a remarkable woman. The camp is now in its 27th year.
Camp Dotty takes place right on the Hasbro campus. It's for the families that are affected by their child and their diagnosis and the treatment that they go through. It's an opportunity for them to come back to that same space, which is where these kids and these families are coming for some of the most difficult moments of their lives that they've been through.
Hey now, this is what dreams are made of.
The experience that my daughter has had at the Tomorrow Fund has been nothing but wonderful. It's always for her been associated with positivity and fun and relationships that are engaging, a safe space to go. So for this to represent camp is just along those same lines.
One thing that hasn't changed is the need for these kids to have a place where they can see the hospital in a playful and a joyful light. They don't have to come to a clinic appointment and get poked or learn about ports or IVs. It's just letting them have a space where they can come and find friendship and find community. We're allowing families and kids to just be families and kids.
This was just a big comfort zone for him because I'm going to my hospital for camp, and they've always made the hospital feel like another home and a fun place for him rather than something bad and terrifying.
We brought it up to my daughter, Alora, who was a patient here since the fall of last year. She's been so excited to be a part of it, and her brother, Reese, was able to come too. And he was a little apprehensive at first and has made so many friends here. For my son to see a piece of what my daughter has experienced has been good for him and for her. It's amazing.
A lot of our kids, because they are a little bit younger and due to their treatment, they're not always able to experience school for the first time or experience group activities for the first time. And when they're in clinic, they're in rooms by themselves. So being able to see that these kids can be independent and they can play along with others, and it's hard to separate from their families sometimes, and it's hard for parents to let go. But it's a way for us to build a trusting relationship with families.
Every kid's a little different. I mean, I knew my kids were ready to go for camp. They make you feel like your child is the most important kid in the world, and I always felt like Brock was just the center of their universe, and I know they make every family feel that way.
And when they maybe don't think their child's gonna do so well on their own, and then they come back and see them running back the next morning ready for day 2, it's just a great way to be able to see them be playful in a time in their life when there's not a lot of that available for them.
They come home every day with projects and different things that they've done, and they're just so excited to talk about their day.
I love all the activities. I was surprised on how much they planned for them and how busy they were. They loved everything, all the activities they did, and it was fun hearing about them when they came home.
They really they shine. They created some really beautiful connections with each other. I think more so with each other, who have such similar experiences than they would anywhere else.
It's also wonderful for her to build relationships with people that are experiencing similar things as she is. So she knows that she's not alone, where she can say, hey, this is normal. This is normal for me. And I can make friends that are on the same boat.
When he comes here with these kids, he is with other superheroes and these wonderful volunteers. It's the Tomorrow Fund. These are my friends. These are my people.
What is a pirate's favorite letter?
We have a wonderful community. So we have some volunteers that have been with us for 10 and one volunteer who's been with us for 20 years, helping out behind the scenes.
All these staff members made such an impact on him. We talked about it all year. He wears his Camp Dotty shirt to school. He talked about it excessively. He will have story to tell for the rest of his life.
We have an incredible team of counselors and just volunteers who come in and they do beautiful work with the kids, and they make really meaningful connections that the kids remember forever, and I know it also something they remember forever.
Camp Dotty used to be one of my favorite weeks as a camper, and now it's kind of one of my favorite weeks as a counselor too. Definitely something that I remember about my summers is Camp Dotty, and then the first year that I volunteered, I just had to keep coming back. Definitely put it in the calendar. I always know the first week of August is something that I gotta carve out, so I definitely put that aside.
I was here with my brother back in like 2011, 12, and 13. Both got to experience the camp together. I wanted to come back as a camp counselor to work with the kids because I love kids. I love working with them. It just brings joy to my day. Being here with the kids and the counselors and just bonding and getting to know each other, it just brings nostalgia back from when I was a camper.
Not only are we building a community within our hospital, within our patients and families, but within those beyond the hospital walls as well. So we're able to have a big, what we call our camp family, bringing everybody together for the great cause that is Camp Dotty.
This is what dreams are made of. This is what dreams are made of. I've got somewhere I belong. I've got somebody to love. This is what dreams are made of.
The staff at Tomorrow Fund is my family. It's not just chemo, it's just a bubble of love and support and comfort. A lot of people just associate the Tomorrow Fund with the clinic. They don't realize the Tomorrow Fund is actually this amazing group of people who work effortlessly to get all these donations to rally the community.
This is a whole other avenue that we didn't even know the Tomorrow Fund was capable of doing. I'm so happy for my children and floored that the Tomorrow Fund can give so much to this population.
Now it's silly now. I wish the camp was longer. I mean, they were sad that it was their last day today. It's a great opportunity. I would never have passed it up. I'm so glad that they offer it.
Tomorrow Fund, it's just made such an impact on us that it was a no-brainer. I would have moved to vacation. We would have done whatever we could to get to be a part of this again.
I think everyone really appreciates Camp Dotty. It's definitely a unique experience. It's hard to go to clinic, but just camp is just fun. It's a week of fun, and that should be their job as a kid. That should be their job as a camper, and I think that that's what's most important. I love camp. It's definitely one of my favorite things.